Welcome back to Golf DMV. Lots of things to cover. Of course, Lawrence Brooks, Vernon Brown in the virtual studios. One day, ladies and gentlemen, we will not be in the virtual studios. We'll be face to face. And I I got the vaccine, and I've been sicker with the vaccine than I've been in almost a year and a half after getting the shot. My arm was all sore. I had a fever. I had a short case of the chills. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought this thing was supposed to protect me from this, but one way or the other, I'm halfway there. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We've got the Zurich Classic to go through. We've got a Tommy Two Gloves update. Apparently, Lawrence and Manny set a tee time up for this week before I didn't even knew anything about it. They had already set it up. Manny was informing me that he's got plans to play with LB, and that if I wanted to be a third on Wednesday, we can do that. So I'm gonna check my schedule and see if I can get out there with Manny and LB. I also have an update on how desperate I am to play golf because I've been super busy, hadn't been out in a while, but I was so desperate. I'll get to how desperate I was a little bit later. But I think we should start with the LPGA. And the reason I'm saying this is because now, let me know if I'm off here, gentlemen. I didn't watch any of the Zurich Classic. I'm literally, here's what I saw of the Zurich Classic. I turned it on and saw that it was on the Golf Channel. Then I turned the channel. Like that's how it's just not my thing. It's just,
right.
It
was boring. You didn't miss nothing.
Okay. Did any of you watch any of it?
Vern?
No. I got the highlights in. I was telling these guys for the pre-show, I got the highlights in yesterday just to see. I didn't know who won. Hadn't seen a lick of it. Like when I looked it up initially last week and saw that, there's going to be all I saw was 4 balls and 4 man, and I checked out. I was like, I'm out. And then after I watched the highlight, I had to go read like 2 documents on how they did this and pick the field, and it was a whole thing. So no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I tuned in on the 17th hole of the last round. And apparently that was the worst golf that was played the entire weekend because it went to overtime. It was trash. They hit it in the water. They couldn't chip. They couldn't putt.
And was Louis Oosthuizen in that final group?
Yeah, he's the one who hit it in the water.
And that's interesting because Louis is, interesting enough, he's always had a pretty good short game.
Yeah.
But he can't seem to put anything together to get, I've always thought that he was a pretty good golfer. But I mean, from putting and chipping, he's always been a pretty good short game.
Yeah, but it was trash. What I saw was trash. And I was watching the NASCAR and they were at Talladega, which, Bubba Wallace got his first stage win. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to a podcast where a black man said he was switching back and forth between golf and NASCAR.
No, I didn't switch back and forth. I was watching Talladega. And when after it won, after it was over, then I went to the
golf
PGA.
Was off.
Right. Because it was so boring. I mean, you know how I feel about tournament golf this year. I've already said I don't want to play any tournaments this year because I just don't find them enjoyable. Unless, that's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that some other time.
But I think we know your caveat.
Yes.
It's a whole situation. But I finished NASCAR and then I went to the Zurich, and that's when I caught it. And I did watch till it was concluded, and it was very boring. It was like watching paint dry.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of it. Anything that kind of and even when you get to like Ryder Cup stuff,
I don't watch that either. I watch it. I watch it now because we do a podcast and I need to report on it. But if I had a choice, I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah. Well, I'm
okay with the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, you're okay with it?
I wouldn't say I get like excited, but if it's on, I can watch. If the matches are going well, like sometimes there are blowouts too, where it's just like
right. Why we doing this?
Yeah, exactly.
But anytime there's a team event where we're playing best ball or alternate shots and stuff like that, I really don't want to see that. Right. I really just don't find anything.
It's not my thing. Is there anything else to say about the Zurich Classic?
No. I'm glad it's over. It's off the schedule, and we can move on to real golf.
It sounds like Vern, man, you have something on
it. He studied. That's why he wants to talk about it.
Right. Okay, Vern, go right ahead, bro.
We don't need to bore anybody. It just, if you don't know, Cam Smith and Mark Leishman won the Aussies. Wait a minute, Mark Leishman and who? Yeah, Cam Smith.
Oh, Cam Smith. Okay,
the mullet.
Shout out to Mark Leishman. Big Mark is the tournaments that we've gone to live. Yeah. He's always been great with like fans and kids. He's always been great with it.
He's a big dude too. He's like 6'5" or something like that. 4.
Yeah, he's bigger than Cam. If I remember correctly. The one dynamic. So the tournament is boring, but the one dynamic that I did think was interesting for those who don't know, because I had to look it up. I was like, well, how do they pick the field? Right? You have to pick a teammate. Right. So it's the top 80. It's the top 80. Anybody in the top 80 who signs up to play the Zurich, they pick their partner. So you can pick your partner, and the only requirement is that like they have a PGA Pro, or that they can get. I mean that they're in the PGA, or that they can get an exemption for this tournament. Okay. And there were some interesting pairings, like I think the one everybody was looking at was Finau and
Champ. Cameron Champ.
Yeah. Finau, Cam Champ. Cool. That's like, oh, cool. That's a power pairing. Mm-hmm. But apparently the rules are like, if you get in and you can't find a partner, then you just have to link up with another golfer who signed up who also didn't find a partner. So I think Cantlay had a situation like that, and I didn't think it up.
He played with I saw that pairing.
Some random dude.
Yeah. No, it was Cantlay and was it Xander?
But while you're figuring that out, or if you're looking that up, LB, what's interesting is that's probably one awkward meetup right before you either tee off or when you're playing with the person, because that you couldn't find a partner, and your partner also knows that he couldn't find a partner.
We're both losers,
and you both know that the only reason you're playing with each other is because you could not find anyone. So you walk up to each other and like, hey, so I guess it's us. I guess we want to do this, right, bro? Like, yeah, man, we're gonna do this, bro.
So I had it wrong. So it's basically, and it was a Golf Digest article talking about that, like how that process worked. And it wasn't this year, but in 2017, Schauffele got in as a rookie and couldn't find nobody. He ended up playing with Tag Writings.
Wow.
Writings. God bless you, Tag Writings. I don't know if you're still, pro or not. And so that was, but the point I wanted to make was just, I just couldn't imagine one, either getting paired up with a random and you just kind of like, if Tag is trash and Xander's hot, like, what am I doing with this dude? Or perhaps worse, if I'm in the top 80 and I pick like a guy, like one of my homies who's like maybe just, like 100 or whatever, and that nobody knows, like,
right.
Jimmy Jones, Vernon Brown, it's my guy, Jimmy, he's going to come, he's going to do a great job. And you come in, you just start messing up. Like on day 2, and I'm stuck with your ass for the next 2 rounds.
For the rest of the
They did have so Cantlay did play with Xander Schauffele.
He played with Schauffele this year.
But I'm looking now. So they did have a cut as well. Okay.
They did 35 groups. 35 groups.
Okay. I'm just looking to see if any names on the tournament, people who didn't make the cut. Anybody? Our boy Maverick McNeely missed the cut with Joseph Bramlett.
Joe Bramlett. Yeah, so Joe Bramlett's probably the one in the. So what I found, I was doing this thing, where I would see these pairings where I barely knew one of the names. Right. I had to guess who was the top golfer, who picked who. Right. And in that case, it was clearly. I'm betting it was Joe Bramlett. Bramlett. So
So Harold Varner played with Brendan Grace, and they missed the cut as well.
Yeah, I know they did. Yeah.
Lucas Glover did. Him and Chaz Reavy missed the cut.
Oh no.
Yeah,
and
you notice too a lot of
people who choose, like who they choose to play with.
Right. So the Asians, like KJ Choi played with Sung Kang. I'm sorry, and Sung Ji M played with Bin Yan An. They played together. So there's a lot of countrymen look like played together as well.
Yeah, the Aussies played, the South Africans played, because that's Oosthuizen and Schwartzel. Oosthuizen and Schwartzel. Yeah, and like I said, like to be. Just seeing Oosthuizen put it in the water, right? I think it was.
Sure? It was Oosthuizen,
Yeah, just being there, like when they get like they're ahead or they're coming in tied and boom, and as soon as your partner puts it in there, it's just kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll say about it is in this tournament, the one thing that is interesting is in this tournament, the money it's real top heavy. So the winners got I think just over 1 million, almost 1.1 million, and the next place it's like 400,000.
Wow. Okay. So that was that water cost. That was a $600,000.
That's what I'm saying. So Schwartz will stand in the back like, God,
right. God damn.
Gotta play with one of the young guns out here.
I've been carrying you the whole weekend. You couldn't hit one shot,
bro. This is for the last thing I'll say about it. There was one pairing. I'm trying to get the names where basically these two cats have been playing together for a while. Is it Billy Horschel? No, Piercy. Billy Horschel. I think. So Billy Horschel and this dude named Scott Pierce used to
Piercy. I know him.
Yeah. So, but this year, Piercy picked Akshay Bhatia, the young.
That young guy. Okay.
Opting for youth and distance. So this where it's like, hey, me and Claude, we always played the Zurich together. I was like, well, this year I'm gonna go with Brooks Koepka. So.
Right.
I don't know what
And
you
then I got to be stuck with tags.
So I thought,
Right.
I thought we was
Yeah.
homies. No, you still good. You're a good golfer. I mean,
Yeah,
just
we
because
good,
you-
man. We good. We still
Yeah.
friends. We go have a
But
drink
you hit it
afterwards.
Hit it so much further than you. He's so much better. So
Yeah.
see if I can
I'm
get on
switching
his
it up. I'm
ride his
switching up,
coattails.
trying all kinds of new things, bro.
Uh-huh.
New things this
But
year.
that's it. Congratulations, Mark.
All
and
right.
Kevin Champ, man. We're done with that.
Yeah,
All
move
right.
on. Okay.
That's more
LPGA.
Zurich Classic talk that I thought we would do on the show.
Yeah, because
Never know what
because
you're
we're
gonna
making fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of the 10 minutes talking about it, we spent eight and a half minutes making fun of it. Let's move on to what we all watched.
Yes.
Was the LPGA. tournament.
LPGA.
Mhm.
Thought that Jessica Korda was going to get her second win of the season, which would make 3 for the Korda sisters because Nellie's won one, Jessica's won one. Jessica up 4 strokes before the final round, and Brooke Henderson just catches her,
Walks her down.
walks her down. And again, Brooke Henderson, much like Lydia Ko, hot early in the career, hadn't had a win in a while, and now she's back in the winner's circle. And so, I mean, you look at this again, we talk about it, you look at the state of ladies golf, Brooke Henderson, Lydia Ko, of course, you always got MB Park, you got the Jatanagarn sisters, you've got the Quarter sisters, you got Lexi Thompson. I mean, you got Sung C-Run. You got all the Asian ladies, by the way. I mean, you just got all these great golfers. It's good golf on that side, man.
Yeah. Miss Kang. Did you say that? Yeah.
I didn't even mention Danielle Kang.
Right.
Michelle Wee West is back.
She ain't making no cuts. She's too busy nursing or whatever. I don't know what the hell she's doing.
Well, then you are being a mom, I guess.
Yeah,
But then
raising her children.
and then the new Patty Tavatana kit. Nothing matter. I mean, it's good golf on that side too.
Agreed.
Yeah. So my new boo is Gabby Ruffles. You see her?
No.
Gabby Ruffles.
Oof. Go check out Gabby Ruffles. Yes. So I watched the first 2 rounds. I didn't see this, and I missed the last 2 because I was busy. But the first round I was happy because my girl Moria had the lead. She was the first round leader. But that didn't last long, apparently, obviously. Lydia Ko and Patty, you just talk about, both missed the cut. And that goes to we always talk about this, how somebody wins one week and then the next week they look like they never played golf before.
Yeah.
And Lydia killed the field last week.
Yep.
And then this week she didn't even make the cut. You know,
and this is and I think we talked about this last week, but is there anything like golf where the distance between, where there's just more parity, like
right?
The distance between the number 1 golfer and the number 28th, like the 28th can win a tournament next week and number 1 won't make a cut. There's no other sport like that where there's that much parity.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yeah, I couldn't. Lydia was just like, it's like, well, basically everything that worked last week didn't work this week. I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, and they were, the commentators were going about, trying to give her excuses. And I mean, some of that I can understand. You come off a high, you know what I mean? You because she was behind on that tournament and she caught up the last 2 days. Right. She got hot and especially the last day and killed the field. Right. So of course you're on a high coming like that, but obviously your swing is tight though. When you leave the course on Sunday, your swing is nice because you just killed everybody. Mm-hmm. And here we go 4 days later, and they're squirrely again. Yeah. It's dumbfounding sometimes. And Patty, I forget her last. You can say her name for me. Thank you. Thank you. I'll have to write these names down, like sound them out or something, phonetically or something. Yes. Yeah. But and she didn't do squat either. And none of our ladies that we normally, let me phrase it, ladies that I follow for us. So you made me forget her name now. Cheyenne Woods missed the cut.
Yeah. Stackhouse? What's Stackhouse doing?
She missed the cut as well. Yeah. I'm really wondering about her, not so much her, but just women in her class of golfer, we'll say it that way, her level of golfers in the LPGA. Right. Are they, remember, Vern, we talked about this article we read in Golf Digest when they talk about the donor professional. Yes. Mm-hmm. Some of these women, at least the ones that I follow, are in that class because they're
getting money, and that's how they're able to
Well, yeah, because they pay their fees, the entry
Right.
fees. They're in the tournament,
Right.
and they donate their entry fee because they never win. They never get in the, and half of them don't even make the cuts.
They
You
make
know what I
just
mean?
enough
So they
from
paying
sponsorships to stay afloat and enter the tournament, and then give that money to the pools.
exactly because they never get none of it back. You know, they very seldom get any of that money back. But when we get to Olivia's millionaire, she made the cut, and she actually is doing pretty well, which is surprising that I never heard of her.
Is there a tournament next week for LPGA?
I believe I have to look it up real quick, but I believe they're going to
Asia, because I saw a bunch of posts on Instagram.
Right.
Okay, all right, cool.
So I think 2 weeks they'll be gone. They'll be off next week, and then 2 weeks from now they'll start up in Asia. They're doing the Asia swing, and then they come back here toward the. Actually, I don't think they're playing 3 or 4 turns, and they come back here because they're here for the at Williamsburg.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's the end of May, so they probably only gone for a couple of weeks, and then they come back.
Okay, so I'm gonna watch one of those tournaments in Asia for real, so I can contribute more to these segments than just. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Great
so
ad-libs.
The next one is at the HSBC Women's Championship.
Oh, that sounds big.
Then
Is
they've
that
got
here?
the Honda LPGA Thailand. Let me see where the H. No, no, it's not here.
That's there too.
Yeah.
It's in Southeast Asia.
Right. So I think they just play 2 tournaments there, then they come back, and they're here for a little while.
Singapore.
Right, and then they go back again for the next swing. The question
of Singapore, did anybody ever see that movie Crazy Rich Asians?
I've not.
No, I have not. I
Okay.
saw it one
Just
night, and I
watch
was
it.
going to
Just
click
watch
on
it.
it, and then I was
Watched
like,
it last night.
Just
watch it.
Was it good? Okay.
Oh yeah.
I've been looking for something because I'm like TV'd out. There's nothing. There's nothing that can hold my interest. You know what I mean? I was talking like I'm not watching. I tried to watch Coming to America. I got 10 minutes into it, and I was like, man, y'all kidding me, right?
The
I'm
second
with you too. I couldn't do it.
The second one, yeah.
Yeah, I won't even do it off. Off
Don't
GP.
don't even waste your time. Man.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't do the second one, and before I even attempted to try to watch the second one, I said I'm gonna watch the first one again, and I couldn't even make it 20 minutes into that one.
Oh, to the first
I don't
one.
feel
Oh
like
yeah, if you
watching
can't
it.
make it to the first one,
I
there's
saw
no-
it already.
Yeah.
I
you know
didn't
it.
feel like
Yeah.
seeing it again. I was like,
Right.
You know what?
Yeah, the second one was
Let me
trash.
turn on the LPGA.
Yeah, trash. Okay, let's go to again. You get a chance, go check out Gabby Ruffles. She was on the sponsor invite too. She's not even an LPGA player because I couldn't even find a profile on her.
Okay.
But she was like a sponsor exemption, whatever. But she's hot. Okay, Olivia's million. J. Marie Green came in last place, first place winner. Last place winner.
Yeah.
She finished plus 11. She won $2,708. She's a rookie in 2014. She's 27 years old, 5'6". She's from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She started playing golf when she was 11 years old. She loves paddle boarding, CrossFit, and cooking. I'm up with the cooking. I like to eat. And you can tell if you see pictures of her, you can tell she does CrossFit. She's pretty tight.
In shape.
Okay. Yeah, but she could use a couple burgers, but that's just my opinion. So here we go. We're gonna do her earnings. Out of 160 events, she's made 95 cuts.
Okay.
I had to put this in Excel so I could add it all up. Because they don't tell me this stuff on their website. Sucks. It's so bad. It's terrible.
Every week.
She has 7 top 10s. Okay. Out of her 95 cuts made, but no wins.
Right.
She did have 1 second place. Yeah, she had 1 second place. I'm doing it off memory. Okay. So what is her career earnings? She was a pro. She turned pro in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'm gonna go right at about $750.
$750,000, Claude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it less than that. I got her about $500,000.
$500,000. Okay. Vern, you lose again.
Yeah, I'm like how happy you were to say that. How you delivered it. He didn't say Claude wins. He wanted to size me up. Vern, you lose in dramatic fashion.
1.4 million.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's made a lot of cuts. 95 cuts. That is a
lot of cuts.
That's a lot of cuts. Yeah. And most of her cuts were not, she was in last place on this one, but a lot of hers are like 28, 25.
Like top 25, top 30.
Yeah, she
Okay.
was. Yeah, she had very few, 50th place stuff like that. She was mostly
Getting
above
that
that.
money.
So yeah. She. One thing about her, I look up in May during the COVID, May 28th. Her and her boyfriend was riding electric bikes going their way to dinner. She lives in. They were in Jupiter, Florida, of course. When this happened, but she was riding her little electric bike and she crashed pretty bad to the point that she had a concussion and she fractured her elbow.
Oh wow!
To the point that she couldn't move it past a 90-degree angle. So she basically had it up.
Does anyone know what her boyfriend does for a living?
I did not do that investigation.
Okay, because if she is his meal ticket, she needs to lose him and find so because you can't let her get on an electric bike.
Right?
And what are you doing? That's like
driver.
if you're dating an NBA player and you take him to your family reunion and Roscoe and them want to play basketball with him, some pickup game at the family reunion, you don't let him play with them. Like, no, you're not playing with Leroy and my uncle Mike. You're not playing with them. You don't. She says, let's go on an electric bike and go to dinner. Like, no, I'm not letting you get on an electric bike. I'm going to walk or I'm going to drive you. Like, that's what's going to happen. I'm not chancing this. You made 1.4. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, and it's hard enough for you guys to make money out here anyway. It's not like you can just bounce back and get yourself like a $10 million check. Like, this is like, we're scraping by. Yeah, so good point, Claude. Good point.
Trying to waste all your money on medical bills. Anyway, lose that guy.
But so she was pretty distraught after the accident, and she was concerned that her career might be messed up because of her arm. Yeah. But obviously she made it back, and she's competing again. So
look at her now, finishing last after making the cut.
Yep, there you go.
Which is the goal for all of our kids to finish last after making the cut. Before we get to your round at Mountain Branch, Corn Ferry stuff, Tommy Two Glove.
Yeah,
you've got
so Corn Ferry tournament this week was the Vertex Bank Championship. Tyson Alexander won at -23. He had a one-shot win. The key for him was he went -7 on Sunday.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And there you go. That's how you win. You go -7 on Sunday.
Strong,
because the guy who he beat went -1 on Sunday. He had the lead.
He's just
but
chilling,
this guy walked him down.
Wow.
Yep. With -7.
Dang, bro. He did 3 days worth of work.
Right.
Undone by one hot streak.
Yep. It was the big field, but the only name that I follow really is my man Tommy $60 Two Glove.
Right.
And he finished at -13, tied for 37th, $3,390.
Divide that by 60 and you
3,300.
That's quite a few. It's quite a few Hummers.
There you go. So you guys went out to play Mountain Branch because again, I haven't been playing any golf. Now this is how desperate I was to play golf. I got a text from Lamar last week, our buddy Lamar last week, saying, "Hey, I was able to get a tee time at Blue Mash tomorrow. Do you want to hit?"
Okay.
And I was like, I really don't have the time, but you know what? I hadn't played in so long. I can try to squeeze 9 holes in. But then I looked at the weather report. It's going to be windy, a little bit of rain, like a 60% chance of rain. Like, I don't know, Lamar. So anyway, I said, you know what? I can squeeze in 9. Let's do it. So we show up and Lamar's there, myself. There's another guy named Daniel. And then Vern, you remember the guy, Jamar, not Lamar, but Jamar.
Yes.
One of the VA contingencies from the last time you and I played.
Musket.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was open championship conditions. It was ridiculous to be out.
Wow.
I'm talking about temperatures around maybe 52. It's windy. It's steady, but light drizzle. The drizzle's going sideways. Oof. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play 9 holes. I don't care at all. I was so desperate just to hit the ball. And I'll just say this. Remember, here's a funny thing, 2 funny things. Number one, Jamar definitely does not putt out. I mean, he can go 6 feet past the hole. He's just going to pick it like, can't miss that bogey. Pick it up and walk to the car. And everyone's just standing there like, well, the rest of us will continue to putt out. He was like, what in the world? Number one. Number two, we get there. Before we get to the first tee box, Jamar says he got a call from, I think, his wife, and I think it was either his father-in-law or his father. Somebody had to be taken to the hospital in like Prince William County or something. And he was like, he couldn't get in the house or something like that. He couldn't get there till the afternoon as far as to see anybody. So he was like, I'm already out here. So
yeah, there's no play. Right. Well, with the COVID, you can't go in the house. Right, most COVID because of COVID protocol.
And that's one of the things he was saying. He was like, the wife
Yeah.
had to pick up a kid and then get to the father, take the father there. They're not going to get there for another 4 hours. I'm not going to get there any sooner than that. So I'm just go ahead and play. And I was just like, wow. But golf does that. Golf does that. And here's the thing. It wasn't like it was sunny and 80 degrees.
Right.
It was 52, windy, and steady drizzle. Like,
what's the score? Was he had a great score going?
Yeah.
Did he have a great? Come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't know because he never finished out any holes. He never finished putting out.
Right. Well, his scorecard, he may be having a great round then because he picks up all the time.
Exactly. You would. Of course, he was having a great round. So anyway, that's how desperate I was to get out. You guys played Mountain Branch this past weekend.
Yep.
Yes.
Vern, talk a little bit about Mountain Branch for those who may not be familiar, because I think this is the first time on this show we've talked about it.
Yeah.
Where is it, and what did you guys think?
So it's in Joppa, Maryland. I played there twice before with members. Well, maybe not either of you. I'm thinking it was probably, it was definitely Corey, Sherm. I'm going to say Rick was the fourth, for those who don't know, our buddy Rick. But yeah, I played there twice. I played there once with this old man group I used to play with before I met you guys. It was kind of like they were kind of pro duffers-ish, about 20 to 40 guys. They go out every weekend. And they won't have me back because I was so trashed then. So when I text the guy, I got into it with a guy I work with who is a dude named Anthony Robinson. Actually, I'll call him out because I don't care. I texted back and some years later after I got better, and he just kind of like, "Oh yeah, I'll see," and then just kind of ghosted me. So
Dang,
I said, "It's fine. That's fine. That's fine. If I get really good, I'm gonna find you guys. I'm coming there. I'm gonna take all of your money, and I'll bring the boss golfs with me. We'll take all your stuff."
That's right.
But anyway, so I went out with them a long time ago, like maybe 2012 or something like that. And then again with Corey and Sherm, and it had been so long, and I was looking for something. I know Glenn didn't get to come out to Waverly, and so I was looking for something up Baltimore that wasn't Chalandon. And I was like, "Oh, I remember Mountain Branch." So for those who don't know, it's basically just 20 minutes north of Baltimore. It's in a place called Joppa.
Right past White Marsh.
There you go, right past White Marsh.
Is it closer than Bully Rock? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's only an hour if you're in PG. It's basically an hour, and I don't know what you would be looking at. LB
It was an hour and 9 minutes according to the GPS.
Yeah. So it's actually about the same distance for me and you. Great course, Claude. I'll be interested to hear LB's thoughts because it was his first time playing it. I hadn't been there in a while, but I remember it being fair. I would describe it as fair. So a fair course for me is one where it's like, you can come out here and do okay. It's not crazy, but if you're trash or sloppy, it will beat you up. There's definitely some gettable holes, but it can kick your ass a little bit, which it did all of us, me, LB, and Aaron, and Glenn. So, but it was still good. And I'd like you to come back out there and experience. For those, this is Golf DMV podcast. This is a Maryland course. I definitely recommend you go out there and check it out. Nice views too on the front and the back nine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want LB's review, but after LB's review, Vern, you've got to promise me that you'll let me know, or explain Aaron's mood, because
I will.
Aaron is super positive and we love playing with him. But when he starts to get frustrated,
he's positive like a serial killer is positive. Right? Hey, like a really good sociopath. It's just like, oh, all right, cool. This is guy gonna do. He's gonna shoot me. Yes, I am.
Yeah. Right. And he's the guy's like, if you were to see him break his golf club on the course, he's the guy where you'd say, I never saw that coming. I would never think Aaron. And then as you watch the progression, it makes sense. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. So anyway, LB, your thoughts on the course?
Yeah.
So breakdown of
Aaron and I arrived about the same time, because in my mind, somewhere our tee time was 11. It was actually 11:30, and I got there. I wanted to get there an hour before, so I could warm up everything. So I got there at 10.
Nice.
So I had an hour and a half to kill. So I was good and warm by the time we actually teed off.
I bet.
So yeah, when I got there, I was walking to the clubhouse. Aaron pulls up, so we're waiting. We both go over to they have a nice driving range. They have a really expansive driving range as far as the bay area of it. But for whatever reason, the grass was close, so we had to hit off mats. It's fine, whatever it was. Range balls are not included. No big. Okay, it wasn't included. It still came out to $90, I think.
Right on the borderline, like 80. Yeah, it was like 80 something.
80 something, whatever.
Yeah.
The course itself was nice. I really enjoyed. I thought the layout was nice. There's a lot of elevated tee boxes, so you could really see. And number 10, which I think is going to be my favorite hole right now. 1 and 10, I think right now, for what I remember, are my favorite holes.
Yes.
I want to go back and play it now that I've seen it.
Yeah.
Because there was a number of holes where we were, everybody's got the little devices out looking at the layout and trying to figure out this and that. And well, I think it's water. No, mine doesn't show any water, that kind of stuff. And we get up to, there's water. We all gone. All our balls are gone now. But yeah, it's a nice hole. I really do like the layout. If I can say anything negative about it, it was the greens. Your ball was not staying on that green. I don't care unless you walked up there and sat it down and held it there for 3 seconds, so that all momentum was gone. Then it would stay. But if you pitch something, if you hit from I don't know 100 yards out, it didn't stay. Very few stayed. Most rolled off one side or the back of the front.
Right.
And one of the things I told the guys, I had went, because I was at work and I had time. I went to their website and looked at all of the video. They do video flyovers on their website. And you can see, and they show you the greens and undulations and which way the greens are pitched and all that kind of stuff. Right. Every green has something. There was not a flat green out there to be found.
That's right.
The first hole, I actually had a green in regulation. I hit it probably, at least from my vantage point, looked like about 10 feet to the pin. When we got up there to the flag, it was 35 feet away.
Yep.
Wow.
So everything has some undulations to them, and severe ones too. Not no Rudy Pooch stuff. This is serious, some serious undulations, and they were fast.
Yeah.
You miss a putt, if you missed the cut, it was running 3 feet at least.
Right.
On away. But then we know that, when we come back, we'll adjust accordingly. But it's a nice course. I agree with Vern. It definitely is a go up there and check it out. They have a really nice bar area and everything too in the clubhouse.
There's a wedding going on.
It was a wedding going on. Hashtag spreader event, because I ain't see a mask nowhere.
We're not out the woods yet, people.
Right, and how I feel about the vaccine and stuff, but I mean, let's be realistic about this.
there is something going on, man.
Right, people are actually getting sick and dying.
That's right.
But so it's a nice course. It was definitely. I'm glad I went. It was worth the drive. Yeah. And one thing, this is a whole different kind of semi-topic, is Aaron. There's no way in holy hell I would have drove 2 hours plus hours to come play golf with us.
That's why he's the best. He's the best golfer, man.
He's my man. He's my man. You know what I mean? Because if he invite us down, okay, we'll come down. I'm gonna face it. I'll come down.
Yeah.
This time, but if you invite me like 3 weeks in a row, dude, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Just to give props. Aaron's that golf friend. Like, he texted me. He reached out to me, and like, I don't know. Like, he hasn't already driven, 2 hours to come play with us before. Each time I'm like, he's like, yeah, you guys hitting this weekend? What's up? What are we doing? I was like, oh, I'm going to Mountain Branch. There's a spot open, but I was like, this is a long way. Like, I don't know who I'm talking to.
Right. Come on, man. Don't do this to yourself.
I know.
Right.
So I told him where it is. He was like, I like it. I'm going. I was like, oh.
Okay. See, there it is. Yeah. Well, Aaron also talked about how he was tired of playing the same courses near where he lives. He doesn't mind driving.
Yeah.
We talked.
And he didn't have a huge circle of folks that he played with. You know what I mean? And
yeah, he and I talked, because we rode together and we talked about that. And he was saying that he said, people don't realize Maryland has a bunch of really nice courses. And that's one of the reasons why he doesn't mind coming making that drive to come out here and play. But dude, I feel for him. To me, obviously
like
he's cool with it.
Every time he comes up to
absolutely. Yeah. He's looking at 4 hours commute time, going and coming. So,
and sometimes while he's up here, he's left courses and told us, hey, I'm about to hit second swing in Golf Galaxy while I'm out here.
Right.
I'm on this side of town. Why not?
Right. Yeah.
While I'm out of town.
Yeah. So what's happening this Friday, Claude? We doing this thing or what? What are we doing?
So here's what happened. So then I get a text a couple of days ago from Steve Crouppen, He says, I was able to get a tee time, 7:45 tee time at Falls Road for 3. That includes him. And he was like, do you think Vern would want to come out? I assume it's nothing personal to you, LB. I assume it's because he's been in contact with Vern.
Yeah, I'm not offended. Continue.
And so I was like, yeah, I said, I'm good for it, and let me check with Vern. So Vern's like, yeah, I'm in. I think you just responded like, yeah.
I just said
like
yes. I used to go to Google auto response. All I saw was Falls Road. Claude no good daggone well. We've been trying to get him out for the past month. And he's like Friday. And look, my weekday rounds, I definitely prefer early to late. So when he was like, I was like 7:45, I started to look at the temperature and I was just like, I don't care. Yes.
and so we'll be out there with crew. But then I saw on the weather report that maybe like 60% chance of rain or something. Exactly.
Yeah, I think it changed again. I don't think it's that high anymore.
I think it should be all right. Yeah.
And
then we got Saturday.
I'm hoping because I don't know, we'll see. But then also Wednesday, I've got a 9-hole round with Lawrence and Manny. I'm the third.
How did this work out where they planned it around you, where Manny was going to ask you to drop him off? That would have been the best if he doesn't even tell you.
Right. I just need to ride.
You need to ride. Where? I was going up to the golf course. Who you play with? Let's mind your business, man.
Right. And I can see that coming. So this past Sunday, we're out in downtown DC feeding the homeless. And, Lawrence is there. And then Manny just walks over to me and he's like, hey, Dad, on Wednesday, playing golf with LB. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm playing golf with Mr. LB on Wednesday. It's supposed to be in the 80s. And I was just like,
I love the qualifier.
That's the thing. He's like, and so I'm like, all right. And then LB, before he leaves, he's like, so what we want to do, Executive 9 or Northwest? So I was like, well, Northwest, because the Executive 9 at Kneewood gets backed up. And it's not the kind of course you want to sit around and wait for. But anyway, I was like, yeah, I guess I'll book it. Like, okay, I'll go home and I'll book the
Yeah, because look, I told Claude, I said, yeah, when you get home, book that. Go ahead and book it.
So Manny telling me we're playing, then LB's like, go ahead and book it when you get home. I'm like,
and nobody extends the invite either. It'd be like, cool, is it 3? No, just for 2. Thank you.
Right. So I'm on Montgomery County Golf website. Like, guess it's for 3. 3:10. All right.
We'll see how Manny ain't got no money. I guess you gotta go.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. He has no car. He's got no money, so I gotta go pay for him. Unless I just pay for him and just sit at the grill and wait for him.
Sit in the car.
What's interesting too is that I understand Lawrence's frustration with me on the golf course too. So Manny, they had a scrimmage for the PGA Junior League last weekend. This weekend was the first round. While he lost his match, he lost his match by a half point, but his team won the total number, right? Okay. So they pair the juniors get paired with another junior on their team. They play 2 other juniors, right? Any boys 12 and 13 has got to play from tee boxes that they sit further back, and the younger ones get to play further up. So Manny always gets on the green in 2, and in some cases, because they have him close, like maybe 85 yards or 100 yards, he'll drive it on the green.
Right.
He always gets on the green either in the equal amount of strokes or less strokes than they do. Mm-hmm. But then putting. Oh my God, putting. And I can't really get on him about it because I'm a hypocrite if that's the case, right? But I'm talking about leaving them, like in the scrimmage, it was like, okay, this is a scrimmage, but at least he gets to see that, you've got to hit the ball. You got to get it close to the hole. Right. And what won't he do? He won't take a practice swing with the putter. Mm-hmm. Who does that? His dad. And then he hits it short. Who does that? His dad. And then he acts surprised hole after hole after hole after hole when he hits it 10 feet short with no practice swing. And who does that? Me, I do that. And so I can't get, and then I'm like, I understand why Lawrence gets upset when I hit it and it comes up 5 feet short and I don't even take a practice swing. And then I act like I'm upset. That it does. It's like, this happens every time you putt. So why, at least don't be shocked when it happens, right?
Exactly.
So, but I still am. I'm still shocked.
It's the hubris of golfers. You have that reaction shot that everybody. That's the beautiful thing about the PGA, about this game in general. Because even on the PGA, they do it. Mm-hmm. They have the where like it's just an audio medium. I get it. You're listening, but you know the move where you putt it and you just stand up and look at it with gall.
Right. I can't believe that stop short.
The nerve of you. Yeah.
I know I hit it perfectly.
Exactly. And so I'm doing.
that's
so
wild.
I get the frustration.
Yeah. So Friday, while you all are playing golf, then I guess so now I'm not being chaperoned when I go to the golf doctor. Because before I was supposed to be chaperoned.
I remember that. I remember that's this is the 30th. And here's the other thing. I remember. I actually wanted to go with you, LB, because I called him this morning and it went to like a couple of rings in the voicemail. And so I said, when is LB going to this golf doctor? Because I need to go up there and be like, where are my MF and clubs, bro?
Right. Grab up in this collar.
What are we
I
doing?
could be your muscle, man. I could grab up in this.
If I can't go, just send a message. Hey, my man Brown's dropped 12 hundo here. Was looking for a shab. What's up, bro? Like, what's happening? I need these clubs before I go out to this
Vern
spot.
comes in and like comes in and goes, oh, hey, Vern, how you doing? Vern turns around, just locks the door. We'll talk about my clubs, man.
Right.
I'm leaving here until I get some Mizuno JPXs. Call him up.
So are you getting just shafts or you getting a whole irons, or was he
the whole situation?
Okay.
Yeah. So he customized the shafts and then ordered the new heads.
The new heads. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna call him again tomorrow.
Okay. Well, if you don't hear anything by Friday morning, definitely let me know. I'll definitely ask him.
Oh, I will. Let you know.
And well, one thing for sure, I'm gonna tell you this now.
Yeah.
If he says if he develops something, put some package together that I'm seeing a marked improvement that I think, I'm going to purchase that. I'm going to do it like a doctor. Give me the prescription and I'm going to take it over here and get it filled so I can get it back in time. Because I'm not doing this 3 months, whatever, 6 months, however long you've been on.
You want them by the time we go to you want them for Pinehurst. I mean, you want them before Pinehurst, but I mean,
so you can practice with them and stuff.
I like mine before Pinehurst. I thought what had was it the first week of March? It was April, May.
It's been a minute.
It'll be 2 months. He said
next week could be 2 months.
You know what? Let me just be fair. He said 5 to 6 weeks, right? All I want, just give me some communication. As we get to like week 5.5. Hey man,
you supposed to be calling me.
Containers fell off in Asia, whatever, or even just call me and flex. Be like, hey man, I haven't heard nothing, and I don't know.
Yeah,
don't. But
they was on that barge that was stuck in a canal over in
Or call and say, hey, we said 5. I said 5 to 6 weeks. We're on week number 5. I was hoping they'd come in a little bit sooner, but they haven't. Looked like we have to wait the full 5 or 6.
Something like just let me know because now I look like a jerk when I'm the guy leading the charge at the top of the year. Talking about all 5 strokes and we're all gonna get fitted, and I go to the best guy and all this other stuff to tell this money, and everybody's asking me where your club's at. I'm sitting here looking like a jackass, like I don't know where they at. He took my money though, but
I paid for it, but I ain't say much.
He's hanging up when I call. Yeah, I'm here look like a jerk. Selling your services. Come on, man.
Won't even answer the phone.
So Saturday we're going to what's the name, right? We're going way out. Is that Saturday? That is Saturday, right?
It is Saturday. Heritage Oaks.
Heritage Oaks.
Yes,
that's coming up Saturday.
Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Which is another golf DMV first, right?
Yes.
100%.
Anybody
hell, we'd be out there.
Nobody going.
Looks nice though.
Yeah. I did want to bring up one of the questions that we were talking about, and I think this is a good time. We were talking about even with the Crouppen and then Aaron and then Lamar. Like I forget which round it was, but I guess we were struggling to find someone else to play. Mm-hmm. And Lawrence was like, "Man, we got to get a bigger golf circle."
PB Die. It was the one me and him played.
Yeah,
right.
I remember.
Well, we were struggling to find somebody. I mean, you guys.
I remember every single one.
So we were talking about how deep is someone's golf circle anyway? Because we run into people all the time who say that they need more people to play golf with. I mean, from Aaron, all the people that we play with have said that they need more people to play with. From Lamar, Steve, Crouppen, Aaron, like all the. Frederick County Reggie.
Yeah.
I don't know if other Reggie needs more. I mean, I don't know what his golf circle is like, but I imagine
his is smaller than his is small. His is like us and nobody.
I was going to say, I get the impression that we're the only people he plays.
That's probably accurate.
And I know several other guys who don't play with who don't have people that they know that they play with. I mean, even people who used to play. Like, how big is Rick McCormick's golf circle? You know. I know. I mean, Sherman doesn't have a big golf circle. George doesn't have a big. You know what I mean? Like this is, and so I'm thinking we might have a really large golf circle, like larger than most.
We kind of do. It's It's like Coach Howard always says. It's like who's in the A
he's
flight.
even in the circle.
Howard,
Ward,
but who's in the B flight and who's in the C flight.
Right,
So Aaron, Howard, they're A
Yeah.
flight guys. These are guys like you can hit them up and like 90% of the time they're coming.
Now I hope Coach Howard is hearing this, because when we're at Enterprise, he gave a lot of flack about not being in the A flight.
Yeah.
Vern
not getting
specifically said, Coach, that you're in the A flight now.
You are.
Well, see, the problem with I think for us is when we all play, there only is one spot. You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, two. Because you get nobody. Now, you know, we're pretty good about getting 4 every single time. We're generally, but it's that rotating. It's either the 2 of us or the 3 of us, and then that rotating 4th spot where like somebody will jump in. You know, we had the pro dumpers the one time and all the other stuff. But we know a ton of people who play all the time and stuff like that. But hey,
it's just that Hampshire Greens, that older guy we play with, Vern. Remember him, the lawyer? Who was telling me that I should use the putter he had because that's the one that Tiger Woods uses.
Joe Lamari.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, he doesn't play with anybody. I mean, he's got his 2 sons, and he says he plays with them sometimes, and that's it.
Yeah, so we do have a pretty decent golf circle between all the people we know. It's just trying to wrangle all of them at the same time. And the other thing we have to factor in is some of these guys have, like Damon, for instance, who I put him in the A flight technically because he doesn't hit with us that often, but he has his own golf circle who he's always
playing with, right?
Yeah. So he's out there pretty much every week, just like us, just like Coach is. But it is funny as the booker, and I'm gonna show my cards here as the booker on the show. You do be ranking people because sometimes it gets desperate. He be dying. It's like, damn, he's out.
Right,
he's out. This is what they're lately. I'm like, hey, Ward is kind of down there lately. Like, all right, let me see about Coach.
Now here's the question though: Golf DMV aside, nothing with Golf DMV. Just from whether you have fun or not, or as a booker of a group, if it wasn't for anything Golf DMV, would I be in? It has nothing to do with skill or whatever, but just would I be in the A flight? Or
no, you wouldn't. No, you'd be at least a B or a C because you're inconsistent.
It's weird because Claude has runs though where he's there every week, and then it'll just be. So you're right, technically it'll be, but then it'll be like a 3-month stretch where every time I text him, it'll be like, yeah, let's go, let's go.
Okay.
So probably, and definitely during football season, like when you were doing the football coverage,
the football team,
watching football team, exactly during certain times of the year. But there's like window of 3 months where it's like Claude would probably move up.
He can move up.
I just know,
and then you get demoted when the football season starts.
Yeah, I know fall, or he's got a project going on, the big thing going on. We got to put him in B because he's busy. Busy. Exactly. You do learn. It is interesting booking because you learn the ticks of all the people. What silence means. Silence means you're not going.
Look at the weather. 55 degrees. Oh, he ain't coming.
I know
exactly. Who's gonna flake out and everything else. So it is interesting. It's
because you learn you learn language. Like when someone says, "Hey, is anybody available Sunday at for like I'm gonna check to see if I can." It's like that's already enough.
Scratch.
I might have a thing on Saturday, which is going. I'm gonna check. I think I can move some things around. Yeah, I think I can move some things around me. I'm not gonna.
Whatever.
Not doing it.
Funny. Cool, man. Well, I think that's all we've got for this week's show, folks.
We just got to talk
about Cache Spine Sports. Any wedding updates on?
No, I have not seen her this week. My neck has been pretty good this week, so I haven't seen her yet.
I feel like she's going to get married, and then we'll find out after. It's like she's not telling us when.
It's the old age. I'm falling apart. Yeah. It's over. I had a moment today where I was like, "Oh, this is it. This must be what the end looks like." Because I woke up, something happened with my back, and I don't know what it is because I haven't worked out recently. So I just woke up like today, and I was like, "I have a pinched nerve back here. It like really hurt." And so then my right knee started to just feel a little inflammation. And I was like, oh, this must be the end. This must be it. It's like your body knows. So I'm going to be 39 this year. It's like your body knows, like, oh, we approaching 40.
We're ramping up the shutdown.
Speed training in now. You're blank.
I'll take that ginkgo biloba.
Yeah, because after this, whatever speed you got, that's where you're at. Until you die.
Craziness. And also we're going to do a giveaway, I believe, coming up for the memorial, right? Got some tickets for that. Well, maybe I shouldn't let the cat out the bag too soon.
Yeah, we'll discuss that. We might have some tickets available, depending on how our listenership feels and what they feel like contributing
Friday,
to get said tickets.
Tickets, man. Put them tickets on some mail.
We'll see how that works.
Now he gonna ask for money.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
Yeah, basically, we're going to want you guys to buy something.
Exactly.
If you buy stuff, we'll give you some tickets. But anyway, we'll talk about that next week. This is Golf DMV.